welcome to the new chapter. And in this chapter, we'll be integrating API in our register page. And for that, we'll be using Axios. So Axios is actually a promise-based HTTP client for data fetching, right? So it's like a fetch, but it's more advanced. And there are so many features like interceptors, intercepting requests and responses, timeouts for timing out the requests. There's automatic request body parsers like JSON parser, and yeah, so let's install it. So the command is npm install Axios. Let's go to terminal and install Axios. And of that, let's go to src. And in this src, let's create a folder services and another folder auth/Axios instance.js. So we'll be creating Axios instance. Let's import Axios from Axios. And let's make Axios instance now. So const Axios instance will be Axios dot create function, and inside that function create object and give base URL and comma and headers, and again inside that content type will be application JSON, and let's wrap it out, and that's it. And for API, we'll be using this free API, and I'll be putting the link for this in the description of this video so they can just check it out. And for base URL, we'll be using this one, right? So this is the actual base URL for our backend. Base URL means where the API of the backend is, and there's headers with content type as application JSON. Let's now export this Axios instance first of all, so that we can use it in our pages. So first of all, in this auth folder, services auth folder, we will be making a new file with name auth.js, where so for data fetching, we'll be using a React query, 10-stack React query. So it's actually great for data fetching, server state management. So let's show the overview. So it's actually great for data fetching, caching, server state management. So let's go to installation first of all, and let's copy this. I'll be putting the link in the description as well. And let's install it from the terminal, npm i @10-stack React query. And let's go back to the documentation again to set up a React query in our application. So click start, and they can get all the code necessary for setup. So first of all, we'll need to import all of these things from 10-stack React query. And after that, we'll need this query client, and we'll need this wrapper, query client provider, to wrap our main app. So let's first of all copy this imports, and finally copy this query client provider to wrap our main application. So let's open up main.jsx, and let's first of all import those from 10-stack query. And after that, inside of the strict mode, also here we need to first of all make a query client. So const query client with a small q, and it should come from use a new query client, all right? And after that, what we need to do is, of this strict mode, we need to use this query client provider and give a client as that query client. And that's it. Let's wrap it. And that's it for our setup. Now let's go to this auth.js to create mutation for registering the users. And trust me, it is damn easy, all right? So you can also find in the code for mutation here as well. We just need to copy it, right? And just paste it over there and, make some changes, all right? I'll be explaining each and everything over here. So let's first import from 10-stack React query. And we'll need a hook called use mutation. And let's now create a query client, const query client equal new query client. And query client will come from 10-stack React query. And let's remove this query. We don't need that. And after that, now finally we'll be making function for creating the user. So let's give it a name, use a register, because this is going to be hook, all right? So it's a function, and after that, what we'll be doing is now we'll be using that use mutation over here. So let's return use mutation. So it's going to be a function, and inside of that, let's create an object first, and after that, let's give mutation fn, right? Fn is going to be a function, right? So mutation fn, and that is going to be a function. Now let's make it async function, and now let's create a function for that. And so, mutation function will basically take the data that we serve from the pages, and after that, let's create the API request. So response will be await Axios instance that we created. So let's import it, and it will be dot post because we are creating a post request with the URL that we have. So if we see the API for register in our free API, it's actually users register, right, after the base URL, right? So we just need to put this this path. We just need to put the path here, users register, and then comma, and then the data that we get from the form, right? And that's it. And we just need to return response dot data, and that is it. Now all we need to do is use this use register in our register piece. And we also will need this query client, so let's remove from here as well. And that is it. All right, so let's recap it a little bit. So use register, this function is actually a hook, which is actually a function which will return use mutation, and it's again a function with mutation FNS key, and this is a real function which will post the request to the register API URL. And because we have already created the base URL in our Axios instance, we don't need to put the full URL when we're using it, and just provide the path. Let's now use this hook in our register page now. All right. So first of all, let's import use register from the file that we just created, right? And after that, inside of the register component, we just need to import something called muted async, which actually comes from use register, right? So let's give it a name as register user, something like that. And after that, we need to use this after here in on submit function, right? So inside of on submit, we'll need to use this try catch first of all. So let's make a catch block like that. And inside the try, we'll use await and that muted async, but we have a name already as register user, right? We gave it a name, so, with form data like that. And we are getting this error in await because we are now using async in the function, right? So yeah. And in the catch, first of all, let's catch the error and let's log it and also alert it. That's it. Now our API integration has been done, and let's test it out. Let's open up debug tool using shortcut or right clicking on your page and inspect element or inspect page. And let's go to network tab and then give some dummy data to register our user. And when we click register, it will register and says registration failed. So the error, we can actually figure out the error by going to the console. And as you can see, there's actually representing some kind of mutation error, something like that. No mutation F and found, right? So it's basically error with this mutation and there's a typo here. So it should be mutation F and so it was actually a typo, right? So let's test it out again. Give some dummy datas and go to network tab and let's register. And this time again, we are getting some error 422. It's new error actually. 422 on processable entity. Let's go to request, and if we see our everything is correctly set, but still giving me the error. Let's see the response to figure out what actually error is, and it's saying received data is not valid. Let's go to request. Everything's yeah, all right. So user is not actually capitalized, right? So let's go to the register page and select the select, and as you can see there, user is should be capitalized and admin should be capitalized as well. The error was like that. So it was actually 422. That means validation it, right? So let's register again, and this is actually getting the same error again because sorry, it's actually cached. So we need to refresh first of all because it's actually cached, right? So let's first of all refresh and try it again. So it's been successful, right? So let's go to the request and let's go to response and let's go to data and let's make it a little big. And then if you go to data, we have finally received all the data of the user. That means we have successfully registered our user. And to improve the user experience, let's also notify the user when users register, right? For that, all we have to do is a simple thing. Let's import use toast from Chakra UI, React. And after that, inside this register, let's make a toast called use toast, right? And then just after we register of this await, use this toast, right? And give it object. And inside there, we just need to put some title, description, and status, and also some duration, and it's closable like that, right? So duration is actually the time that we show the toast, and is closable is if we have the cross button or not, right? And let's do the same if some error occurs, right? The only difference is the title, description, and status. Status should be error, and that's it. All right. So let's test it out again. Let's give it some dummy data, email, password, and let's register. And as you can see, you see the toast. And that's it for this chapter. And I'll be meeting you in the next chapter where we'll be creating a login page.